Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Beard. Today we will talk about glasses and movement and what I call ground focus, a problem that most people have with movement that they don't realize. And I talk to people that deal with yoga and movement and all kinds of body function related therapies that don't realize how much glasses, a limited field of view, affects how your body moves through the world. First of all, though, if I seem a little more moody than usual, it's because I had some bad news today. Borders still closed. It's been 5 months. Nothing seems to change. I haven't seen my kids in 5 months, and now it looks like it'll be 6 months, and the logic makes no sense, and it looks like it might just continue going on. So if you notice some less upbeat moments from me, that's probably at least in part why. Anyway, ground focus. What happens if you wear glasses? Generally speaking, you have these things in front of your eyes, right? You're training your visual cortex and your eyes that you only have really great vision in the central point of your lenses, right? So your tendency is to reduce your eye movement, which is another topic entirely, but you end up looking like this, right? And you end up moving your head a lot instead of just your eyes and relying on your peripheral vision. Just, pretty predictable stuff. Now, what happens in one example, this example, we'll talk about other examples in other videos, is when you walk, you wear glasses and you walk, you tend to walk looking at the ground, right? Because you don't have good peripheral vision. You can't see what obstructions might be on the ground in front of you. So you're training yourself basically to be walking with what I call ground focus, right? Like you're looking at the ground. So that leads to neck problems, shoulder problems, how you walk, how people perceive you, introversion, extroversion, all kinds of other topics that we won't get into this one. This one is just a very basic, simple thing of more people who are not wearing glasses tend to walk this way, and more people who wear glasses tend to walk this way, right? And as you reduce your dependence on lenses, you have to retrain yourself to walk and stand and move like somebody who doesn't rely on glasses. And sometimes that requires additional awareness and training beyond just myopia, which I generally don't deal with because myopia is already big enough of a topic as it is. But something you might want to be aware of, how you're moving through the world, right? Like, how is your posture? And if you're into yoga and other stuff, I just talked to some podcast person who said we're not a good fit because they were dealing with movement. And he said eyesight has nothing to do with movement, to which don't listen to that guy, right? Clearly, because he's not realizing that how you see the world affects how your eyes move and how your head moves and how your neck moves and how your general posture is. Very important. Another little side reason to reduce your lens dependence is to reestablish somewhat natural, healthy posture. People might say that contact lenses are an alternative to this, which is true because they give you the peripheral vision, right? Things we talk about elsewhere, contact lenses in close-up, you have reduced blink rate. Contact lenses rely on a fair amount of tear fluid. You have less tear fluid with reduced blink rate, so contact lenses are not ideal for when you're sitting endless hours in front of a computer. They're a good idea potentially for situations when you're moving through the world and using your full field of vision. Which again, though, what I found, a lot of lens wearers need to retrain themselves to have properly used peripheral vision, because something happens that where we just rely on central vision. If you've spent 20 years behind glasses, 20 years with this, without a conscious effort, you might not be functioning with your whole visual field. But that falls fairly far outside of the simple scientific topic of how to reverse your myopia, which is pretty straightforward, which we talk about lots below if you're not familiar with it. Links below. EndMyopia. That is about 5 minutes of today's more cranky than usual Daily Beard. I'm also going to have to do some domestic travel. You might find me without a beard here in one of those upcoming future episodes. Hope you enjoyed this one. See you tomorrow for the next one.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow.